Exploratory data analysis, popularly known as EDA, is a method used in descriptive statistics to spot outliers, identify missing data, and apply imputation techniques to fill gaps in your data sets. You will learn how EDA in Power BI can help you discover the relationship between variables, both continuous variables and categorical variables. So welcome back to Excel Island, where the goal and objective is to learn and master the Microsoft Power BI tool over the next 100 days. Today is day 48. We are starting a new course for the next 4 live streams. So our new course today is EDA Exploratory Data Analysis in Power BI. So in the first chapter of this course, we're going to learn how to use descriptive statistics and identify missing data in Power BI, and definitely apply imputation techniques to fill the gaps in your data set. So all data set exercise files, Power BI files that we're using for the next 100 days is already linked under the YouTube description. Do make sure to download those files and practice along with me. Also, if you missed previous live stream, if this is your first time on the channel, welcome to Excel Island, and my name is Abatan Sheriffdeen. You can catch previous lessons on the live stream, going to the live stream tab on the channel, where we actually started from day one, learning all about Power BI. I've actually done 2 case studies also. So you're not just learning, you're applying what you've learned so far in 2 case studies that we've done so far for the past 47 days. So welcome back to the channel. As usual, do not forget to support the channel by hitting that subscribe button, put on the notification bell so you'll be the first to know whenever I go live or drop a new content on the channel. As usual, without further ado, let's jump back to learning, and welcome to day 48 of learning. So I'll just go to my DataCamp platform. I'm currently using the DataCamp platform for the learning goal. You can see we are starting a new course fresh. If I quickly go to the career track section, I'll just walk you through what it looks like so far. We are on the career track data analyst in Power BI. When I started this habit of learning, this fun way of learning, I actually started with data analyst in SQL. So you can catch those lessons also on the live stream tab on the channel, day 1 to 100. So definitely, when we finish the data analyst in Power BI, before this year runs out also, definitely, probably immediately, we're going to start the data analyst with Python also, so we can upskill ourselves in these 3 BI tools for the year 2024. So let's move on to data analyst in Power BI. And we are actually not lagging behind. We are 64% throughout your career track, and the goal is 100 days of learning. So if I click on that, you could see it contains 17 courses estimated for 48 hours of learning. We've actually covered from introduction to Power BI. We've covered to this live stream, intermediate DAX in Power BI. That was what we learned last on day 47. So we are starting this part of the course afresh. I still have like 5 more courses to go. So that means we're on the 12th course, top 17 course. So that's all. So if you want to catch all this previous live stream from introduction to Power BI till this intermediate DAX in Power BI, just go to the live stream tab on the channel, go under the YouTube description, you download the files, watch the videos, practice the exercise, and you are good to go also. So let's begin the class for today. So let's learn all about exploratory data analysis in Power BI. That is EDA.
Welcome to the course. My name is Jacob, and I'll be your instructor. We will be using the strengths and flexibility of Microsoft's Power BI to perform exploratory data analysis, or simply EDA. By doing so, we will confidently understand new data sets and answer business questions. Wikipedia describes EDA as an approach of analyzing data sets to summarize main characteristics, often using statistical graphics and other data visualization methods. It is the foundation of any analytics project. Power BI is a great tool for EDA, especially because of its visualization capabilities. There are 6 tasks of EDA: understanding data structure, identifying missing data, describing data with descriptive statistics and distributions, identifying outliers, examining and quantifying relationships between variables, and finally, forming hypotheses. This final step will not be covered in this course. In this first lesson, we will start with the first 3 steps. Before diving into any dataset, it's important to know the data structures, number of rows, columns, and data types. There are 2 types of variables. Continuous variables are often numerical, taking an infinite set of values. Examples are number of stars, click-through rates, and distance between cities. Categorical variables, or non-numerical, can have 2 or more groups. Some examples here would be house types, country, and company. Knowing this structure helps influence the next steps of EDA. Missing data is expected and can have impacts on conclusions you can draw from the data. It is important to determine if values are missing at random or if clear patterns explain their absence. Analyzing missing values by variables in the dataset or groups within a variable as shown here will help reveal possible systemic patterns. Pinpointing patterns of missing data can inform the best routes for possible remediation. There are 2 typical methods. The first is removing rows from the dataset. This may lead to a smaller sample and sometimes not enough data to perform further analysis. The other method is imputation, which is the process of replacing data points with another value, such as a median or average. This is especially helpful with small numbers of missing values. Next is to describe the distribution of variables with descriptive statistics. Minimum and maximum are the lowest and largest values, respectively. Mean is the sum of all values divided by the number of observations. Median is the value in the center of a range of values. Standard deviation is the average amount of difference from the mean of a variable observed across all data points. We will dive deeper into this statistic in the next lesson. The descriptive statistics are often visualized with graphs, such as histograms and box plots. The shape of the resulting visualization tells a lot about the distribution. Here, we see median and mean are the same value. It is symmetrical in that nearly equal amounts of the distribution lie on both sides of the median. Here are 2 skewed distributions. The left histogram is right skewed because of the long tail towards the right. Likewise, you can see the median is smaller than the mean. The right histogram is left skewed because of the long tail towards the left. In this one, the median is larger than the mean. During the exercises, you will put on the hat of an analyst at a well-known vacation rental platform. You will perform the first 3 EDA steps using a dataset of Airbnb listings. It contains information such as location, the host's start date, and ratings. You will aim to understand trends of new hosts coming onto the platform. To do so, first familiarize yourself with key variables using descriptive statistics. Then check for completeness of the data and address any missing information. Now it's your turn to get started.
I think the key takeaways from this lecture is that you need to understand data structure, identify missing data, and describe the data with descriptive statistics and distributions. Okay, so those are the key takeaways. And then I think there are 6 steps to performing good EDA, performing a better EDA. Yeah, something like that. So 6 steps. So the first 3 has been described or attended to. So let's look at this exercises. Steps to EDA. So it said exploratory data analysis is a simple framework which can be broken down into 6 steps. Following them will help lay the path to insights and business impacts. So we need to rearrange the steps. I think the first one is the understanding data structure. Then you have to identify missing data. Then we need to describe the data. So after we describe the data, you can then look for probably outliers or numbers that are way above normal. Then you can explore relationship between the variables and form the hypothesis. Okay, we nailed it there. Easy peasy. So we already started exploring some data. Okay, let's go to the next challenge.
Let's dive into the Airbnb dataset to understand more about the first 3 steps of the EDA process. First, I'll import the CSV file into Power BI. No transformations are needed at this point, so just click Load. Now, let's become familiar with the variables and their data types by looking at the table in the data view. We see host acceptance rate and host total listings count, 2 continuous variables, as well as neighborhood and city, 2 categorical variables. I'm curious, how many properties a host has? So let's analyze the host total listings count a bit further. Before doing so, let's identify any missing values. In the report view, I can create a card visualization for a distinct count of listing ID. Then, adding host total listings count as a page level filter, selecting blank under basic filtering. The resulting number of the card is the total count of missing values. There are 8 missing values for this variable. We can investigate if this is specific to any aspect of our dataset by exploring missing values across variables. Create a new text table on the page, adding again a distinct count of listing ID. I'm curious if missing values are related to the city, so I'll also add that. And I was correct. The missing values are found among 8 listings in Paris. Before we address these missing values, let's add a table on a new page with the descriptive statistics. Create a new text table and add the distinct count of listing IDs, the median for host total listings count, and the average for host total listings count. In the table, we can see the median is 1 and the average is 12. Typically, when the median is much lower than the average, the distribution of the variable is likely to be right-skewed. If you remember from the previous video, visually, that is represented by a long small tail towards the right of the histogram. You will learn how to represent this graphically with histograms and box plots in the next lesson. What about Paris specifically? I can add another page filter to show just the listings in Paris. The median is still 1. The average is 6.33. Therefore, the distribution would still be right-skewed, though the average is slightly lower. Now what happens if we use imputation to change missing values to the median value for Paris? To do this, create a new calculated column named Updated Host Total Listings Count. Then, write a DAX function which states if the value of host total listings count is blank, set the value to the median of 1, which is pulled from the table. Otherwise, set it as the current value of the host total listings count. If we add the median and average of the new updated host total listings count variable to the text table, we can see that the median stays the same, but the average drops slightly. This makes sense, as median imputation would reinforce that number as the value at which most rows occur. If there were more missing values we needed to impute, the effect on average would be even more noticeable. And now it's your turn to explore the price of these listings.
Okay, that's quite a lot. Let's identify missing data, then perform descriptive statistics for a variable and imputation for missing data. Let's give it a shot. Okay. So now our goal is to identify missing data. So it says it is common to work with data sets which are missing information from one or more variables in one or more of the observational records. So performing a quick analysis can help determine if the missing data is random or systematic, prominent within a specific group. So in this exercise, you dig into the missing values for price, to determine where they may be occurring. Okay. Okay. Open Power BI report, identify missing data. So I'll just go ahead and open the report. Oh, my light source is off. Just a minute. Okay, I'm back. So in Open Power BI reports, name identify. Okay, let's open the Power BI reports on my local machine. So we definitely need to follow the instruction. Okay. So if a pop-up window asks you to log in, click cancel. So load the CSV file mb airbnb.csv from the data source folder. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay, we have the file. I don't think we have any data set here, but we need to get the data set. Let's see if you have access to data sets. Good, we have it here. I'll just point to that data sets, a CSV file within my local machine. Okay, data sets. Okay, let's open that. So following the instruction, create a new card visualization showing the distinct count of listings and filter for listing without a price. Okay, create a new card visual. Let's look at the data set first. Let's just load it. We don't need to do any transformation here, but we just look at the table randomly. We have the listing ID, host since date key, host response rate, host acceptance rate, hosts in superhosts. So this are not very useful information. But what we're after is the price. We're after the price column. Okay, so let's just load it straightforward. And it says create a new card visual showing the distinct count of listings and filter for listings without a price. Okay, we want to see the distinct count of listings. Okay, distinct count, that should be the listing ID. Then we also look at those listings without a price. Where's the price column? Okay, this is the price column. Definitely there are some listings without a price. You can see they are blank here. So, but to do that easily, you can just go to the report view right here, drop in a card visual, So when I drop in a card visual, I will go to the listing ID. Okay, the listing ID. I could drop the listing ID there. And see, we have 300 billion listing ID. But we want a distinct count because there are definitely duplicate values there. I'll just go to the data points here. Instead of summarization, I'm going to say, let me just switch off my camera there real quick so you can see what I'm doing. So instead of a sum, so I've dropped a field listing ID in the field, but it's giving us the total sum. We want a distinct count, so I will just say count distance. And we have 7,210 listings in the whole data set. But another thing information we need to get to understand, we want to filter out those listings without a price attached to them. So to do that, I could just drop filter on the page. So I'll go to the price column, I'll drop the price right here. And instead of saying advanced filtering, I'll go for basic filtering and I will just filter out the blank. So we have those listings without a price, they're actually 14 listings. Okay, let's move on. Make a copy of this card and modify it to be a table named number of listings with a blank price. Make a copy of the card. Okay, let's make a copy first. Let me just bring that here. Let's make a copy. Let's Ctrl C, then Ctrl V. So we have it here. So I'm modified a copy, this copy to be a table. I'll just change it to a table right here. Okay, we've done that to a table. Next is to rename it. To rename the table to be number of listings with a blank price. So I'll just go to the format tab real quick, to the title. Let's put on the title. Hold up. Okay, I can just switch off the count of listing ID here. I'm trying to switch off the count of listing ID on that table view first. Under the values. Come on. Where is this feature? Not here. Column headers, options. I think this is it. I can't switch off. Let's see. Count of listing ID. That's quite interesting though. But let me give it a shot one more time. I can get rid of that count of listing ID and give it style none. Okay, default. So there's default style there. Just trying to format it real quick, but it should be in the column headers. Oh, see what I was looking for. This is not fair. The text in the column headers, the options, auto size with width. So the column headers, the text there, I can't switch it off. That's not fair. I should be able to switch it off though. But let's leave that. At least I wasted almost like 2 minutes trying to do this. But let me just give it a name real quick. Title. So we have to give it number of listings with a blank price. Okay. Number of listings with a blank price. Okay, that's it. But it's not fair. I was not able to switch off this default title. It should be able to be switched off. Okay. Hmm. Okay, let's leave that. So we've done that though. So let's move on to the next instruction. Okay. Do we have number of listings with a blank price? Then explore the count of missing data in relation to review score rating and city. We have to explore the count. Okay, it says explore the count of missing data in relation to review score ratings and city. Okay, we have to explore this to review score rating. Let's go to the data part. Explore the count of missing data in relation to review score rating. Let's look for review score. This is review score rating. Let's drop in review score rating and see for missing that is for missing for listing without a price with blank price rather. Then city. Let's drop in the city also. And that city is Sydney. And see, so the city contains a listing with a blank price is Sydney. So let's drop that in. Okay, the name of that city is Sydney. Sydney. That's right. So for some reason, all the missing values are from Sydney. Before we address this, let's quickly look at the descriptive statistics of price. So that's interesting. So our missing value and their review score rating, and this is a count of their review score rating. We're having a count of their review score rating here. Review score rating. So what information is this review score rating giving us? Review score rating. Okay. Negative reviews. Are there reviews up to 100? Is it a rating from 1 to 100? Okay, that's interesting. So we got that. We know that real quick there. Let's move on to the next challenge. Descriptive statistics for a variable. So an important part of the EDA process is simply describing the data. So a great place to start is to choose several variables of interest and use basic descriptive statistics such as minimum, median, mean, maximum, and standard deviation to learn more about how those variables range in values. So in this exercise, we do this for the price of a listing and the acceptance rates for their hosts. For more context, you can learn more from here. So let's move on. So create a new page named describe. We name the first page to missing. So let's create a new page and name our new page describe. Then our former page as missing. This is where we found the missing data. So let's go to the describe page real quick and see what we can achieve here. Okay. So create a new table visualization with the count of distinct listings. With the count of distinct listings. A table visual. Let's open a table visual. Then for the table visual, we want to count the listings ID. I'm going to drop in the listing ID right here. Let me just switch off my camera quick there. So I'm bringing in the listing ID right here. But this is the sum, but I want the distinct count. So we have 7,000. Let me just format it and make it big a little bit. Size and styles. Hold up. I want to make it bigger real quick, so I don't think it is the value. So let's just making it bigger real quick there. So it is more visible like that. Okay. So we are good to go. That's just quick formatting there. Then the next instruction now says add a new column to the table showing the average price. Okay, let's look at the average price. I'll just go to the price and drop in the price. So this is the price, but instead of the sum of the price, we want the average price. I'll just select average right from here. So the average price is 149. So that's the average price. Then add 3 more columns showing the minimum, median, and maximum for price. Okay, let's open price one more time. Our card visual. Let's add price, price. Let's add price again. Let's add one more price. But for this, we want the prices to be the minimum, median, and maximum. The minimum, the minimum, minimum price is 0. Oh, the median price is 87. Then the maximum price, okay, we have minimum price 0 there. That makes sense. Then the maximum price that we could have here, guys, 10, over $10,000. Okay, so the minimum price is 0, the maximum price is over 10K. Then the median price is 87. So 87, that's the median price. So according to our the distribution, if the median is less than the mean, is the median, which is less than the average, which is the mean, that means it's right skewed. If the median is greater than the average, then it is left skewed. So in this our case, it is right skewed. Our distribution is rightly skewed. Let's move on to the next instruction though. Okay. Repeat the steps to create a separate table for host acceptance rates. Okay. I could just copy these same steps to save time. Control C and Control V. So for this one, we're going to be using, instead of the average price, we're going to be making use of the host acceptance rates. So the first one, okay, let me just get rid of everything here. So I'm going to drop in host acceptance rate. We have host, this is host acceptance rate here. So we're going to be getting the host acceptance rates. Okay, then I continue the summarization to average first. Average host acceptance rate is 0.5. Then we're going to add the, let me just add it real quick here. One more. So I need to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4. I need to add one more data. Host acceptance rate. This is quite longer. Okay. So our first one, okay. So our first one is the average. Then the next is the minimum host acceptance rate. Minimum. Ooh. Next, we have the median host acceptance rate. Then we have the maximum host acceptance rate. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we have here. Let's see. Ooh. So finally, the instruction. So based on the values of the average and median, would you suspect the distribution for price to be? So we agree that the distribution for price is right skewed. That's correct. So it is right skewed because according to the lesson, based on the values of the average and median, if the median, which is the average, if the median is less than the average, the mean, which is the average, that it is rightly skewed. So that means our prices there is rightly skewed. The tail is to the right hand side. Probably for this one also, if you look at um, the average host acceptance rate and the median, it is definitely rightly skewed. So because the median is less than the mean, so our distribution is rightly skewed. So we're absolutely correct. So because the median is smaller than the average, it is likely to be right skewed. You'll learn more about this in the next lesson. Okay, that's interesting. So let's learn how to importation of missing data. This is the final challenge in this our introduction to EDA in Power BI. So missing data is a common occurrence when performing EDA on a new data set. I will definitely accept that. So rather than deleting missing records, sometimes it's more useful to use an imputation technique to fill in values with an estimate of what they would be. This is especially true. This is especially true when the number of missing values is small. That's true. So in this exercise, we will use median imputation to update some records with missing data. Okay. Create a new page called distribution. Change the data type of price to a decimal number. Let's create a new page called distribution. Our new page is going to be called distribution. So we have a new page already. So change the data type of price to a decimal number. So you go to the table view. On the price column, you can see the data type is whole number. Format is whole number, but data type you're after to be a decimal number. So it's going to affect it though. Okay, now we've changed that to a decimal number. Let's move on. Then create a new table visualization. It should contain listing ID as a distinct count, price as an average, price as a median. Filter the page to only show listings from Sydney. Okay, let's create a table visual. Go to the visual tab. Let's open the table. So real quick there. To make it easier, so I can maintain the same formatting real quick. I could just copy this one, go to the distribution and paste it here. So I just get rid of all that is here real quick. Even though I'm going to be needing, well, I'll just do it one more time. You should still maintain the same formatting though. So the listing ID has a distinct count or listing ID all the way from here. I could just add it right here. I could add this listing ID, this listing ID. Then what do I want to add again? The price as average and median. The price, let's add the price one more time. So for our listing ID, it's going to be a distinct, the summarization is going to be distinct counts. For our price, it's going to be average. Then for our price again, it's going to be median. Then the price. Okay, interesting. Oh, let's see. So let's continue following the instruction. Filter the page to only show listing from Sydney. So we need to filter, we need to set a page level filter. I'll just go to the city and draw filters on this page. Drag the city column right here and basic filtering. Definitely basic filtering and filter to only Sydney. So we're saying the count of listings in Sydney, the average price of the listings in Sydney, the median of price for the listings is Sydney. City is Sydney. Okay. So create a new calculated column called updated price. Oh, okay. Let's create a new calculated column called updated price, which if price is blank, set the value to 110. That is the median price for Sydney listing. Otherwise, use the value of price. Okay. Now we want to update any blank record in our data set. So if the value, if price is blank, if the price column is blank, we want to set the value to the average median price of 110, or if the value is not blank, use the actual value of price. The actual value of price. That means we're using the 186. Oh, I need to understand that. So if otherwise, if the value is not blank, then we're going to make use of the actual value of price. That's kind of tricky. Let's give it a shot. So create a new calculated column called updated price. Okay, let's go ahead. So calculated column should be done in this place. I'm going to drop in a new column. New column. I'm going to call the column updated. I'm trying to use my keyboard. It is actually low, so I'm trying to give it some. So let me just use my real keyboard here. Updated price is going to be equals to, so my updated price is going to be if the if function. So if, let's say, that being the price blank function. If price is blank, let's see, write the price from here. Sorry about that. My keyboard. Oh, okay. Let me just look at how it was done earlier. Let me take a look, a quick peek of how it was done. Quick.
Let's dive into the
Let's just fast forward
create a
this.
new text table on the page. Earlier with the variables
It is this. Okay.
if the value of host total listings count is blank, set the value to the median of 1, which is
Okay. If is blank, then I need to point to the price column. So the instruction says if price is blank, so about my keyboard. My keyboard is challenging right now. Uh-oh, this is bad. Okay, if price is blank, then comma. We're going to set the price to
pulled from the table. Otherwise, set it as the current value of the host total listings count.
oh. So we just set it back. So if the price is blank, I'm going to set the value to, I think, the value to one pen definitely. So if that is 2, so value if 2, so I'm going to set the value to 110, comma, value if false, I'm going to set it back to the actual price itself. Let me just definitely just copy this. So how about the technical issue there? That's my price giving me challenge there. I'm having error based on if completed price, if blank. So it's actually done the same way. It's actually done the same way. So I'm just calling this. Why? Because it did it in the DAX, it did it in the calculator.
1, which is
Okay. I think the channel, I need to go and do that. Let me just copy everything from here and use a measure rather. To see, then I'll just delete the column from here. Let's see if I use a measure to achieve this same challenge. Let's see, new measure, and this is just drop in there. Ooh, let's see. Let's see. Okay, let's log that in. Maximum argument count for count of the function is 0. Too many arguments were passed in the blank function. Why? It was too many arguments wasn't passed though. If is blank. Oh, I'm using is blank. I'm using blank rather than is blank. That's my mistake there. So you can see. Let's log that in. Ooh. Okay, I'm using another blank here. My bad. My mistake was using is blank rather than blank. So if the Airbnb price is blank, so use a single value of column price in the table Airbnb cannot be determined. This can happen when measure refers to a column that contains many values without specifying aggregation, such as what's the challenge again? So challenge that bound to happen. Oh, okay. So let's calm down and go back a little bit. Now let's do this again. So if it's blank, so if the price, so now the price column from here, I'm trying to refer to the price column, but it's not giving me the price column right there. That's not fair. So the calculation is if function, right? But let me just delete this. I'll actually just delete this here, delete from the model, and try again. And let's try it one more time. Let's call it updated price. Sorry about my technical issue with my keyboard right now. So I'm going to say if the if function, if is blank rather than blank, if is blank, so if the price, so it's not actually saying my tables. Why? That might tell you that a value is blank, it turns true or false. It's not pointing to my table. Why? Hold up. I'm not selecting anything though. It's not so I'm selecting. Can't it see my table? Oh, what's the challenge there? I think I'll just close the file and reopen it again. Let's save. So it could be. So I want to open the file one more time to try and solve this challenge. So it's still coming up. Okay, we have everything back here. Let's see. Okay, so let's give it a shot again. Okay, so new measure. So let's call the measure updated price. So updated price. Going to be a function of if. So if, okay, let me even see if the price, I'm going to see my price column here. Wow, what's the challenge though? I can't, okay, let me look for accommodate. Try to find my columns from my data set. I don't know why it's not getting it. Oh, this is not fair right now. Oh, okay. I'll just try to open another file then. But this is funny though. Is my Power BI file is not up to date or what? So let me try another measure then. Let's try another measure. Let me just use maybe total something, total of something, which is equals to, let's say sum. Let me ask you to sum price. Imagine it's summing, it's seeing my columns now. Why aren't my if function see my, let me say bedrooms? Oh, what's the challenge? I can't actually get to my, okay, this is not fair though. As you can see all my columns, my table is seeing my table right now. Some column name. But I'm trying to use the if function here. If, which is the function also. if, wait, let me just select a column. If property type, property, what's the issue with my Power BI file? Okay. Because of the challenge I have with the data type here. Okay, I think I'll just get rid of this file and open another file entirely. Okay, let me go back to, it says open imputation. Let me open another file entirely and see if it is going to work. So let me just open another file entirely. This can be pretty funny at times. Okay, so let's see. Same thing we did. Okay, number of listing with a blank price. Okay, median. So same thing we did earlier. Now let's add this new page for distribution. What are we to call it? It was also called the page distribution. Okay, now let's follow the instruction. Change data type of price to a decimal number. Data type of price to a decimal number. This is a whole number. Let's change it to a decimal number. I think that actually affected it earlier because that's why I wasn't able to pick the price column. I hope not. I think I understand where the challenge is coming from now. Now, let's create a new. Okay, we've done that. Create a new table visualization. It should contain a table visual that should contain listing ID, listing ID price, listing ID. Let's add listing ID real quick. This is it. We have listing ID there. We have the price. We have the price one more time. So for our listing ID, it should be a distinct count for the listing ID. Count this thing. For the price, it should be the average and median. Summarization should be average. Then this also should be the median price. Okay. So we are moving on track now. Let's hope we don't face the challenge we faced earlier. So filter the page to only show listings from Sydney. So page level filter. So filters. So city. Filter on this page. There should be for only Sydney. Okay. So the median price for Sydney is 110. Okay. Okay. So let's move on. Then we move further, create a new calculated column called updated price, which if price is blank, set the value to 110, the median price for Sydney listings. Otherwise, use the value of the price. Okay, let's give that our second shot. Okay, now I know my mistake now. I was supposed to create a calculated column, not a calculated measure. So if I'm going to able to do that, I have to do that from the table view, not from the measure view, the report view. Let's create a new column. So I'm going to call it updated. Even though I was creating it from there, let's give it a shot here first. Updated updated price, which is going to be equals to so if price is blank, so if the value of price is blank, so I'll point to the price column. Okay, if this is here is blank, then I need to close that with the brackets. Okay, then comma. So I'm going to use value of 110 for the price. Otherwise, use the actual price of MB and B. Then we wrap this up and let's lock it in and see. Yeah, so if the price is blank, so we figured it out. So if the price is blank, we're going to use the actual price, the average price, median price of 110. Then if the price is not blank, they return the actual price of that's our original price. So let's move on. So add more variable to the table. That is the updated price. So I'm going to add the updated price to the table. I'm going to add the updated price of this is our updated price. I'm going to add it twice. So instead of it to be in that value is going to be in median and average. So it's going to be in median. So it is going to be in median. Then you can see they are pretty close. The summarization is going to be in average. They're the same thing. The updated price is that means using the median price to update the missing value. We still arrive at the same value. So change the values to the currency data type with 2 decimal places. Let's see. Note how this is a way to add 2 different metrics to a table, median and average. Okay, change the values to currency data types, decimal places. Okay, let's change the updated price to a currency data type, then 2 decimal places. Okay, that's interesting. So how did inputting the blank with the median effect of the average listing price in Sydney increased by 0.51, decreased by 0.51, stayed the same? It stayed the same now. Say how did putting the blank with the median effect on the average listing price of Sydney? Well, this 185 and 186. Should we say 0 points decrease by 0.51? That's correct. So that's correct. It seems the median stays the same, but imputation resulted in a slight decrease in the average price. So the median stayed the same. The median stayed the same, but the average price, the imputation affected it 0.15. So should we say median imputation is even more important with skewed distribution, as the average could further incorrect descriptive statistics? So should we always do this to our missing data? Is that the conclusion? Let's move on. You have chapter 1, we have completed chapter 1, initial exploratory data analysis in Power BI. Oh, interesting. But there is a slight little bit of challenge. Then we know it. So distribution and outliers. So I'm moving to this on day 49. Oh, that's interesting. So glad we could sort out that challenge real quick using the if is blank function for our distribution. Okay, so that'll be all for the live stream. Right, so thanks for staying to the end of the live stream. If you found value in this learning journey with me, do want to support the channel by giving the video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, share your thoughts with me in the comment section, your suggestion, any ideas to help grow the channel. I'll be happy to read them. Let me know what you want in the comment section. Are you looking forward to day 100? Are you looking forward to the next live stream learning Python journey? And what content do you want to be or want to see on the channel? As usual, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on day 49. I will spend another hour, 1 hour to work to upskill ourselves in Power BI. All right, have a wonderful day.